The following is a fan-based discussion. All properties discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, Hasbro, and Subaru Productions. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Tokucast Reviews, episode number 156. Marcus and Jacob here to discuss Ultra Galaxy Fight Destined Crossroad.
Yes.
So where shall we begin?
What we always do with the opening.
Honestly, I skip this one every time.
Don't blame me, because I don't remember much of it either. To be fair, I watched this a few months back, because I watched it right when we did the Absolute Conspiracy.
Okay.
Since this was, immediate the follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of things I do remember about this. A lot of the things I do remember coming from the second half.
Fair enough. I finished watching it this morning. I watched 5 episodes earlier this week, 5 episodes in the prologue, and then I watched episodes 6 through 10 this morning before we recorded. This is a short miniseries.
It's like the last couple of UGFs.
Mm-hmm. The last ones, they were available in movie format. I didn't see this one, though.
Yeah, because I think they do that like months after, although it's been weird, because I think this one finished in November. So
yeah, either way. So, what shall we talk about?
I will say, on the whole, I like this one a lot better than the Absolute Conspiracy.
I will agree 100%.
Yeah, this one felt more story-focused.
I think it has better pacing.
Yes.
I think it has better... the cinematography is not great, but it's better.
Yeah.
I think some of the action is good.
Yeah.
Some of the action's good. There are certain character interactions that stick out to me as highlights.
Yeah, same.
So on the whole, yeah, definitely a big improvement over the last one. Because the last one, Absolute Conspiracy, it's like I don't remember much of the story. You put a gun to my head. I don't think I could. I don't think I could tell you what the heck it was about. But this one, it's like okay, there's at least like moments of something that I can like cling on to. It's like yeah, that was good. That was good. That was good. And then the last one was just like a big. It's like somebody threw pancake batter in my face. I'm just like I don't know what this is. It's just a big mess.
A lot of the things that really stuck out to me, in all honesty, was probably Absolute Titan. I really enjoyed his overall story, especially him sort of defecting from the other two after he starts working with Reboot. That whole part, like as soon as he shows up on the planet where they were like, we had to get rid of Noah.
But they have to find Noah.
Yeah.
But they have to get rid of Nexus because Nexus is there doing his own thing, I guess.
They have to get rid of him because it's like he's literally too strong. Let's see if we can get rid of him as Nexus first. Nexus said, "That's hilarious. Tell another one." When Absolute Titan comes down to go find Nexus, and then he ends up having to fight the Ultra Force, so I'll talk about it in a second because I do have things to say about them.
Go ahead.
He ends up beating them up a little bit, and then Reboot comes in, and they end up fighting, and then Nexus comes out to be like, y'all making too much noise out here in my front lawn.
Shut up, you kids.
And then Nexus comes out and makes everybody a mistake.
That's one way to put it, yeah.
Everyone made several mistakes as soon as Nexus showed up.
They started with existing.
They made the mistake of existing in Nexus's presence because he whooped everybody's ass.
I don't remember him being that strong, but okay.
I guess because it's just like, Noah's just like, I want to be a little bit less powerful here, but still enough.
Still enough to body everybody.
And then he did. For the next episode and a half. Put them in a whole field to be like, if you come in here on site, you ain't going nowhere, just laser to the face. And that's exactly what he did. But I love the fact that it forced Reboot and Titan to work together and Titan to really rethink
First they have to work together to get out of the field, the meta field.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, we're gonna team up, we're gonna fight Nexus. They both are treated to a audience with Noah, and they learn something, and Titan kind of like brushes it off, but getting back to what you said, I do like that the villains, particularly Titan, is a little more layered this time around.
Yeah. It really helps the story.
It does help the story. It feels more cohesive. It feels more like a story and less like a hodgepodge of fight scenes that have been cobbled together.
Yep.
Which is what Absolute Conspiracy felt like. And then this time around, like Titan, like you really get the sense that he is an honorable person.
Yeah.
He is a titan of honor, and I will fight you on even ground. I will fight you as a swordsman. You as a martial artist do not understand the honor. As he's talking to his I forget the guy's name, the master, the guy who calls himself Grandmaster of Bulls.
The Bull.
The good, yeah.
Diablos,
thank you. So he's talking to Diablos and like, you could never understand the true honor of what it means to be a swordsman.
Yeah.
And he's like, whatever, bull style punch. And, but yeah, overall, that was good. The main villain, once again, is just kind of like, just a bad guy
Is that
who wants to do bad things.
Because the story still doesn't feel like it's over. Especially because
no, it really doesn't feel like it's over, especially after the post-credit scene.
Yeah, especially because right now, what's airing is the Ultraman Regulus.
Yes.
Since he got introduced in
Which
this.
we will be reviewing at some point.
Yeah, we will. But he got introduced, so we're getting his story at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So we still haven't really gotten an ending to this story, although I do love how it sets up how they got to Trigger.
Mm.
That's where this comes from.
because of the final battle.
Yeah. They end up showing up in those Trigger episodes. We didn't really talk about it because we don't like Trigger, but we just want to get that one over with. But yeah, it explains how they got there.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to talk about a couple characters who show up in this that we haven't really seen that much in live action.
Yeah, of course.
Although I believe that they showed up in Ginga at some point during the whole Spark Doll fight at the beginning. The Ultra Force with Ultra Woman Beth, Ultraman Scott, and Chuck, the American ones. From Ultraman, The Adventure Begins.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy to see them.
Really?
Like in a much more, because I didn't know anything about them. So I was happy to see them and get like a little bit more exposed to their characters. I will say though, once again, it's the woman that stands out because Beth, for some reason, had like all the personality when she was fighting the monsters that came in. She was over there just playing with them. Then she like blasted them, and I'm sitting here like, yes, stand this woman, stand her.
That is something that I also think gives this the leg up. Is in fight scenes, it is less of like action figures getting smashed together and more like these are characters who are engaged in conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that shines through with moments like what you're talking about, but also, to also that point, you have like Zet and Trygyar.
Yeah.
During their fight, you have like little back and forths like that. You see Jeed and Belial.
Yeah.
Moments between them. There are lovely little character moments sprinkled out throughout the fights.
Yeah. Especially when he realizes.
Even when I would say I forget her name, but when she's training with Mebius.
Yulian?
Yeah. I think it's her name, but like when she's training with Mebius, like that was pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, not her. The sister.
The sister from Rube, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't remember her name.
I can't remember either.
Another thing that I like that this does is whenever someone does like a form change or they're introduced for the first time, we get a title card.
Yeah.
With
Grigio,
thank you. So we get a title card with like their name or like whatever form they're currently using.
Yeah. And
I liked that a lot because it's a lot to keep track of.
It is.
There are a lot of characters. There are so many moments where I'm like, wait, who are you? Wait, who are you? It's like, okay, I can kind of get what your relationship is, but I forgot what your name is, and I'm sorry. But it's like, I remember what show you're from, but I don't remember your name.
They also had like the Ultra, because they made like dark copies of Grigio and Zero in this. I really like, because it gave a little bit more to Grigio, although she was with the really comedic characters for most of this, and their parts were the worst.
Yeah, they're mainly in the first half, though.
Yeah.
They don't really show up much in the second half of the season. Because in the first half, it's like she's with Boy and who are the other two?
God, they were sort of the...
Nice was one of them.
Yeah, Nice. I can't remember the other one's name. It's in that era of like those late 90s shows.
Yeah, but she's with them, and they're not funny.
No.
Just that's the biggest strike against it. Is just Zereth, yeah, thank you. The comedy parts just didn't make me laugh. Yeah, that's him. And so that was a strike against it. But then I think the second half of it, from episode 6 through 10, I think it is much stronger.
Yeah, the second half was, oh god, That's when the Ultra Force shows up, and they're just like, we're going to be the best characters for the couple of minutes that we're on the screen.
Yeah, it's like end of episode 5 into episode 6.
And then they come on and pose, and I'm sitting here like, and then Beth goes, and I say, Queen!
Opulence!
She knows everything. She was so good. I don't know what made her just stand out. I think it's because of the fact there were only a couple of Ultra Women, and I didn't like Grigio.
Not a fan of Grigio, not a fan of whatever the one who gets trapped with Yulian. She's not that great because they're all kind of weak as characters.
Yeah.
They're kind of weak and kind of passive, and then you have Beth, who is like strong, confident, in charge, out there just kicking ass on the battlefield. Having fun, playing it up, and just enjoy it, and just like seems to be genuinely enjoying herself.
Yeah.
And isn't in a constant state of, oh no, what is happening? The things that are happening are causing stress to everyone, and man, it's just like, it gets kind of grating after about 2 minutes.
And Beth's just like, I have hands, and everybody gets them. Rated E for everybody, these hands. Something like, I love it when a character just like immediately stands out to me.
Yeah.
Because her, like, what are you going to do, man?
To be fair, I think I liked Grigio more in this one than I think I have in all of her previous appearances.
Agreed.
Because she is more active, and I think she's more willing to learn, and I like seeing her train with Mebius. Mebius, great character. But it is, I think we need to move her a little way from
the young
girl. Oh, yes, I would so love to help you, sir. It's like, like young British child asking for some more at the line at the orphanage. Oh, yes, I would love to do that. Yes, please, let us go on an adventure. It would be oh so wonderful. It's like, okay, just like bring it down a little bit. Come on.
It's funny because it's sad and true.
Bring it down a little bit.
But yeah.
You can be at a 7. It's okay.
Her actually having to fight against her evil alternate self was probably her highlight throughout all of this.
Yeah.
After she got away from Boy, Nice and Zero. Ultraman Boy. Let's talk about that.
Okay, it's like it never like clicked in my head until you said it that way. But yeah, Ultraman Boy.
I think it should just be like Ultra Boy.
Ultra Boy would be so much better, yeah. Or is that too like Silver Age of Western comics?
Either way. I mean, Ultraman exists in the Western comics.
I know, but still, I mean, like, you've got Superman, you've got Superboy, that sort of thing. Ultraman Boy.
Just the choices.
Ultraman Boy.
But yeah, I really enjoyed just like, all right, we got to see the actual, like, the Absolutions, like, their world, and we see it, like, really crumbling.
And how golden it is.
Yes. But in all its opulence, it's not earning anything. Or
it doesn't own anything. There you go.
I made a season 11 joke there. But yeah, it's just, I really enjoyed, like, as we get to see, like, all right, we understand a little bit more why they do this. Because even amongst all this gold, it looks really dull. So
it looks very samey.
It's not just that, but it just looks like you expect gold to glitter in somewhat, but this looks like the world is dying. Mm-hmm. Opulence.
Not so much in their case.
All that King Midas. They're legitimately King Midas themselves. Mm-hmm. But I enjoyed their story. I really can't wait to see how it ends. Hopefully next year.
We shall see. Anything else that jumps out to you?
No, I just like this.
I think one thing that I would like to see improved in the next installment is the cinematography. It's a lot better in terms of the editing and the like whipping the camera around all over the place that Absolute Conspiracy had. It's much better in that regard.
They also made Reboot a character like he was in the first one again. We don't have to see that whole past version of him, which wasn't really interesting. And then we ended up getting this one. It's just like, all right, we're getting, back to basics Reboot as we saw.
Yeah, Reboot is much more man of action in this one. He is the one who saves everyone at the end. Because, he's firing his,
firing his laser.
Firing his laser, his planet-destroying beam that Frieza does. He's firing that. Ultraman King shows up and blasts it back, and he's like, I'm going to create a safety net because he can't hold. It does. Creates a black hole. That sucks everybody in. That's how Diablos and
Tartarus,
the big bad, they get sucked into. They go to Earth, and Reboot is who knows where. which will probably be explored in the sequel.
Yeah.
And I did like that return to Man of Action reboot. He wasn't quite as
Man of Action as
impressive as he was in the first one.
Where he was just like
getting shit done.
He had Justice hands.
You could have named him. You could have changed his name to Ultraman Get Shit Done, and that would be his name.
He had what Saiyaman thought he did. He had Justice hands, and with Ultraman, Justice is over there like, damn. So
and there he goes. So I like that. I would also like to see them play with camera angles a bit more, because I think they, like, every camera angle of this, it's like the camera is at ground level tilted slightly upwards.
Yeah.
Sometimes during fights it'll be like at like an angle like this, and our characters will kind of be like off to the side, like fighting at an angle like this. We'll move over like that. And it just gets too samey after a while. Like, mix it up a little bit. They don't play enough with scale.
Yeah. One thing I would like to see in the next one, I would honestly like to see them bring back some of the Dark Ultras from Nexus, since Nexus sort of has a large part in this. I was thinking, like, where's Faust? Where's that twisted demented motherfucker? I would love to see him come back. It still has my favorite part in, like, any Ultra series. The sitting down in the room and all the parents and brothers or dolls, and there's just really black.
It's just a black room.
They're just like,
there's nothing in it.
God, the cinematography.
Turns out the girlfriend was a lie.
She was the cake. She was a Black Forest cake, which I think was the cake that they used, or it was a Black Chateau cake from Portal that they ended up using. Anyway,
I think it was Black Forest.
I think it was Black Forest. Something tells you there was a cherry.
Black Forest has cherries.
No, cherry. It's a type of alcohol. Kirsch.
Now you know. Let that be the takeaway from this review.
Yes. Those are the ingredients.
The lesson in cakes. Welcome to Baking with Tokucast. Welcome to our new show. Today we're going to be getting blackout drunk while we attempt to make a cake.
With some cherry kirsch.
With some cherry kirsch.
I mean, of course. But yeah, I honestly really enjoyed the Destined Crossroad a lot more than the Absolute Conspiracy. It had characters that stood out to me more, and it did not make Reboot look like he needed a reboot. So
fair enough.
But yeah, let us know what you thought about the Destined Crossroad.
I do. Before we do one more thing, I do want to talk about Regulus a little bit.
Yes, Regulus shows up.
I think we got to talk about him because that is the Vulture we will review his show once it's done.
Yeah.
And I like his first impression is strong.
Yeah. He's locked up for most of it.
He is locked up for most of it, but Julianne uses her light to revive him. And the moment where he springs to life and stops Diabolos is pretty great. It's like, yeah, you say you're the Grandmaster of Cosmo Beast Style?
Yeah, Cosmo Beast Style.
Cosmo Beast Style? You thought wrong. It was me, Regulus.
The next Power Ranger season. But, yeah, Regulus, from what I've seen of the show, because this is, like I said, his backstory, and it's leading up to how he got locked up in the first place. He made a very strong impression, especially when he was fighting with Leo and Ashta.
Yeah. Great suit, too.
Yeah. Yeah. I really can't wait to really go into it. I watched the first couple episodes, but I'm waiting until it's done because it is shorter. So, yeah, I'm really excited to learn more about it.
So, yeah, like that. Like the way he uses martial arts. Good stuff. Looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.
But that will do it for our review of this particular show.
Yeah, so Destined Crossroad.
Destined Crossroads. Thank you for reminding me of the title. I blanked on it for a second there. But let us know what you think of Destined Crossroads in the comments below if you watched it. And thank you very much. Join us for our next review, which will be Mega Monster Battle.
Yes, Mega Monster Battle.
The show.
Yes, which is weird because we did the movie years ago.
Yes, but the movie was fantastic.
The movie was unbelievably fantastic.
I'm going to rewatch it when
Same.
Once I'm done with the show.
Yeah, same.
See you. Thank you all for watching. We will see you next time.
Don't forget to join us all the things. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for watching.